Hello everybody and welcome to Evermizer Weekly Seed, number 36 for the year 2024. Today we have a matchup between Black Sliver and solarcell. They're getting everything set up for the opening jungle crawl, so let's check that out. And also check out the settings. We got difficulty easy, boss rush, a full boss rush. We haven't seen that in quite a hot minute. Mostly been seeing short boss rushes. I think a lot of the racers like to see that after, winding their way through Evermore for such a long time to get to the end and only have to fight two bosses and at half health instead of having to go through the entire ending sequence. It's kind of nice. It's kind of a nice little celebration for them to get at the end and just blast through a couple of bosses instead of having to go through everything. But it's a full one today, so deal with it. Energy Core is shuffled into the drops, so they'll have to go out and find that on their own. Alchemy checks, boss checks, and Gourds are all pooled, so Sliver is needing to take a lot more damage. Solar fails the skip, runs back south, never mind. Sliver takes damage from the flower and gets the skip. Solar needs to take a hit. There we go. Okay, so they're both getting the raptor skip here at the beginning. Once again, Alchemy, bosses, and Gourds, all of those drops are pooled together. And the pool strategy is random. So, it's the division of how many necessary drops or how many unique drops are in each pool of bosses, Gourds, Alchemy are not the standard spread. So let's see if we pick anything else. Serpent Bracelet. So we've got a Mammoth Guard and a Serpent Bracelet. So we've got some defense going on. I'm gonna try my best to focus super hard on this seed, since last seed I missed somehow. There's Solar and Sliver picking up barrier right there. Somehow I missed on the last seed that I called 3 of the 4 diamond eyes being picked up by the runners. But I was just looking at other places. There's the gauge found. I saw it. I seen it right there. There's the gauge found in the woods to the west of the village. I know for a fact a couple of times I was just reaching over and taking a sip of water and just flat out missed them. And there was another time that I think I was just watching the other screen just a little too intently. That ADHD tunnel vision was really kicking in, and I was watching one person's screen a lot more intently and intensely than trying to divert my attention, or really divide my attention back and forth between both runners' screens. So today I'm on it. Hopefully, we'll see. No promises, but here's my pledge to try and do better. What else we got? Sniff ingredients are vanilla. Alchemy formulas are vanilla. Call bead spells are randomized fully. We are allowing sequence breaks, cheats, and wings for the glitches. Experience is 190%, and money is 259%. That's a lot of money. A lot of money being found in boss kills and enemy kills. So that is our setup. So finding the energy core amongst the rest of the drops. There's a Crusader sword just right out the gate. That would be this one. And I'll try and get my clicks down. For some reason and learning revive. For some reason my mouse is, I think it's time to get a new mouse. It's not registering as many right clicks as it should. I really got to slam it down. But that's a me problem. That's a future crash problem. Right now, I got to focus up and call this match. All right, Solar is done with everything in the village and is heading east towards the wastelands and getting the Jaguar ring and going to the Bugmuck. Sliver now picks up his sword, which I've already marked, and is going to be picking up revive as well out of the gourd. Crusader sword is a nice weapon to find. Decent damage. Definitely going to help with the Thrax fight here at the beginning, especially if no powerful alchemy is discovered. Also, 190% experience, be able to level up relatively easily along the way, but neither runner really spending a lot of time. Well, I say that. Solar didn't spend any time fighting the Skeletsnails. Sliver is just now getting there. We'll see if he decides to spend a little bit more time grinding before heading into the the wastes. And that is what he's doing, yeah. Taking advantage of that extra gold, taking advantage... I say gold. It's just easier to call it that. The extra money. Also, calling the mono randomizer. Everything's gold there, so... taking advantage of the extra money and the extra experience. Also, you know, leveling up, taking that extra time to level up before going to the Thrax fight means better stats. More health, better defense, better physical damage, you know. Some particle bombs, alright. Do not have infinite ammo on. Also have not found the bazooka, so I guess you can just, like, huck some particle bombs at Thrax. Just, like, pitching them like baseballs at his heart. Sliver now at the shop to pick up his Jaguar ring. Solar making his way into the Bugmuck to talk to the Alchemist here. And gets one up. Yahoo. So once again, vanilla alchemy formulas, which is going to help out with shops. Since you'll, being familiar with the vanilla game, you'll know exactly where to go to get certain ingredients. And automatically knowing, just picking up a formula, you know, what is necessary in order to cast it. Versus having to check back and forth and being like, oh man, it would be really nice if I could cast Fireball, but it costs 2 dry ice and a meteorite. That's not happening. I guess I'll have to commit to something else. Alright, so Sliver has still not made it to the oh, well, there it is. He has set the dog up to transition over. So Solar is in the back part of the big bug, and Sliver's just now getting into the Bugmuck, picking up some drops in and among the weeds. Alright, so, wait, Bazooka gets found, you got 60 shots. You got Particle Bombs and the Cryoblast, 30 Cryoblast. Great find right there. Yeah, that may push our runners, honestly, to pushing, to rush going through Act 3 to pick up that, given, you know, that surefire bazooka that's at the shop in Ebon Keep. Then again, you know, that's a tough crowd to get through, so... Oh, wow. Just, like, double confusion going on with the Fire Eyes call beads. Alright, Solar just goes walking up into the heart, swinging for 50 damage, so... It's a good chunk of damage on Thrax. Even at level, whatever he is, level 5. That's, really powerful. 76, yeah. This is going to be a very quick fight, and he's tanking with the dog. He's switching back and forth. Also, being able to one-shot those grubs may help with a mid-fight level up to get his health back if he needs that. Could angle it doing that, especially with 190% experience. That is certainly an option. But, yeah, he's just swapping back and forth to the dog to let the dog tank the scream damage. Sliver, now at the back part of the big bug, and is picking up these last couple of checks before heading into his boss fight. Solar getting hit with Acid Rain. How much is this going to do? 30 damage! Uh-oh, the dog's dead. The boy's at 8 health. Quick! Pause! Sliver picking up his Cryoblast. Solar, a few more hits on Thrax, and he'll go down. There it is. Thrax goes down. Pretty solid fight for Solar. There's that one really scary moment where the acid rain came down, and as Solar is finishing up his fight with Thrax, Sliver is walking in to start his fight. Is walking in with I think an extra, maybe 2 levels higher than Solar was. So, has a little bit more health, a little bit more defense to tank. He's going to check out and see what he has. Oh, they have firepower. When did that get picked up? I missed that. I saw Barrier get picked up. Firepower must have been in like a cluster of... So there's 10 wax, 10 oil. I need to check out and see what Solar's picking up. I missed what the actual drop was. See, I've already messed up. What are we, 9 minutes in? I'm already like missing important checks. But yeah, I didn't see firepower get picked up. 172 damage, that is a good chunk of damage. I think Thrax's heart, if I remember correctly, should have 600 health. So, slamming for 172, that's a lot. Alright, and Sliver pops the heart from outside of the ribcage. Just, like, needles it down. Alright, nothing from the Alchemist here, but Solar's going to go ahead and load up on some spells, and has plenty of money. And what do we got over here? Okay, so nothing really important from any of these drops. Yeah, it's probably firepower was 500, a couple of biscuits and 500. There's a call bead was picked up. Okay, nah. Yeah, firepower was probably picked up inside of one of the huts at the beginning where there's just like a cluster of like 4 gourds, and they just pick them up rapid fire, just bang, bing, bang, boom, and I just missed the call. Solar, skipping that dialogue, running south to go talk to Strongheart first, and Sliver is now done with his conversation with Strongheart, and is going to be leaving the bug muck. Solar getting to the hut now. There's the wheel, all right. So 2 of our 4 important items to get to Omnitopia have been found. But, once again, a reminder that the energy core is shuffled into just normal drops. So, more than likely is on the surface of Evermore and not in space. Alright, that's everything Solar. It's picked up everything in the southern jungle and is running off to talk to this alchemist over here. Sliver making his way back to... Oh, big ol' nothing from this alchemist over to the west of the village. Sliver making his way back to the village right now. Let's see, is Solar going to talk to Fire Eyes? No. It's going on. He's about to leave Act 1. Little high five from our runners there as they cross paths. Sliver's about to go get a handful of nothing. Solar probably, as is his usual MO, is on his way to Nobilia to talk to the Atlas strongman and get wings and get all that stuff set up. Alright, and Sliver is slithering south to go to Strongheart's hut. And yeah, Solar has come to Act 2 to Nobilia. Regrowth found for both of our runners. Sliver will be picking up his wheel in just a second. Solar walking in and back out of the bazaar to get that timer started. And there's the wheel. Oh, so the wheel was actually given by Strongheart. It wasn't in the gourd. Hard to tell. Free honey. Thanks, dude. And so Solar's now stocking up on wings. Has to change some money over. Plenty of money, though. And Solar's probably going to go talk to the fishmonger. Yep. And see what is available here. There's Atlas. All right. Well, he is probably going to go back and talk to the salesman to get a pendant. Yep. Sliver's trying to get past this flower. Get to the Windwalker himself. Yeah, Solar's come back. I have money now, and I have need of your pendant. Even though Atlas Glitch is not allowed, it will still help in setting up invincibility or something like that, since it's a status effect. Alright, so Sliver has skipped Act 2. Here we have a divergence. Sliver, once again, having those particle bombs and cryoblasts, and a pretty decent weapon is beelining for Act 3 to try and get that bazooka. I feel that's what it is. Lightning Storm is a pretty good find. That's a high damage spell. And you're in an area where you can... You're like in the act where you can buy iron. And ash is easy enough to come by. So, good spell to find right there. 3 honey, also nice to find. So, some good healing. So let's see if he talks to Tinker to get Oh, that may be it. Well, he may be going to trigger this cutscene and then move on back into Act 3. He's just trying to clear this out of the way. Taking a little breather, 15 minutes in. Taking a little think break. While Tinker monologues at him. Solar is still talking to Blimp. And should be getting acid rain. Solar turning on some other status effects, some ongoing effects. 7 roots, wow. And spending a little bit of time loading up on some alchemical ingredients from Blimp. Sliver's almost done being yapped at by Tinker. Dude, shut up. I got things to do. Oh my gosh, big... Alright, Solar, when was the last time you saved? Did you just save it, Blimp? Did you just save it, Blimp? Sliver is leaving Act 3. When was the last time Solar saved? He got obliterated by that rogue. Okay, he just saved. Never mind. Okay. Yeah. Alright, Sliver has now come to Act 2 to Nobilia. Solar was, I guess, going to try and set up, trying to get confounded, and then went, nah, don't have time to try that a second time. Fireball, good find, especially, you know, high damage spell found in the act that it actually is. And 3 meteorites. Alright, Sliver is going to be picking up, what was it here? Atlas from the fishmonger. Goes ahead and turns it on. Ooh baby, ooh baby. Solar running through the cliffs here at Crustacea. Sliver now going to talk to the guy behind the box. 5 iron found for Solar. If Sliver follows that up, since he already has Lightning Storm, that'd be real good to go ahead and get some casts of that. Add it to his repertoire. Solar trying to make his way through the tables. Ah! Sliver picking up his wings. Solar headed west across the river. And Sliver is done with everything in Nobilia. We'll see if he flies south or if he's just done. Like, he set up the timer and he's done with everything in Act 2 that he wants to do right now. Or I think you actually have to talk to Blimp to complete the timer, if I remember correctly. Solar is headed to... I guess not. Yeah. So he set up the timer, picked up a couple of checks, and is headed back to Act 3. Feels pretty good about the amount of damage that he can deal to get through the dungeon in Ebon Keep. Solar getting stopped by some mad monks. Gonna go ahead and fight them. That's going to give a ton of money, considering these guys normally gave away the gauge, gave away the wheel. Oh, okay, you can give stuff away. Okay. Right. You don't have to give it away all at one shot. So yeah, Solar's racking up some money right now. Those monks usually drop 75 jewels, so now they're dropping close to 200 a pop, and they're pretty easy to take down. They only have like 60 health. Sliver, meanwhile, is going through the stained glass window enemies in order to get through into the rest of Ebon Keep. Yeah, this is a really good farming spot that Solar's found, and I'm just wondering why he wants to do that. Maybe since he found Fireball, he wants to go ahead and buy Brimstone and Ash, or maybe he has some other plan. Sliver has bullied this. Oh, picking up 6 call beads as well, Solar over there. Bullied yeah, Brimstone and Ash. Fireball. Fireball. Let's do it. So Sliver has the wings glitch on right now, fighting a couple of dancing fools, and has the Mad Monk left to kill. And so, yeah, I guess that was Solar's whole plan, was to, after picking up Fireball in Act 2, like, to go ahead, and knowing that it's 259% money for the seed, go ahead and load up on that kind of stuff. All right, here comes a bunch of casting for Solar. He's stacking things up, probably to get invincibility. And Sliver gets through the stained glass fight. And after a cutscene, should be heading on into the rest of Ebon Keep and into the dungeon to get to the town. Sliver's going to talk to Neris here. And gets a bazooka. All right, so that's actually great. Before going, so he already has ammo. Picks up the extra bazooka. There are 2 bazookas in the seed. There's one that is randomly generated somewhere out there, and there's one that is always at the shop in Ebon Keep. And before going through the dungeon in Ebon Keep, which has some nasty enemies, Sliver finds gets the 50-50, gets a bazooka, and now has 30 particle bombs and 30 cryoblasts to get through these enemies. Although he has wings glitch, he may just hold on to that. But I mean, he can use those particle bombs and save the rest of it. Save the cryoblast for something else. But he's just gonna use the sword. And Solar's headed to the Beekeeper, I think, in the desert. Or he's trying to get more enemies to spawn. Yeah, he may just be trying to level things up. I don't know. I don't know what his game plan was. Oh well, skipped back to Nobilia. Sliver throwing down some plague. Get these enemies dotted up. Solar leaving Nobilia, leaving Act 2 probably. Headed to Act 3, or maybe back to Act 1 to do the stuff on the volcano ridge and in the swamp. Let's see which way he goes. Act 3, yeah. Back to the... Or this is his first time coming here. So Sliver should just have this guard bot left to deal with. There you go. Yeah, you look at... Yeah, you have so much bazooka ammo. All right, Solar's picking up Honey and also picked up, I think it was Lightning Storm. And... yeah, there's Lightning Storm being picked up right now. Sliver is now in the town of Ebon Keep. And is going to start looting through all the houses. A lot of checks here. So we'll keep a close eye on the left-hand side of the screen while Solar gets into his fight with the stained glass guardians. Night Basher. Okay. Well, that's a good thing to find right here. That opens up Gomi Tower, since you are just already here. You could go to it. Revealer. Okay, so that put... get this girl out of the way! Pebbles? Shoo! Revealer puts, the Hall of Colossia and the Pyramid in logic. You know, easy enough to get to those, since the invisible bridge never changes. But technically, those checks are out of logic if you don't have Revealer in the randomizer. All right, Solar has made his way into the castle, and he's about to do his 50-50. There's the second bazooka for Sliver. Here's Solar's 50-50 with Neris. And he gets the bazooka as well. Sliver taking stock of what he has for call beads. And Solar has now made his way into the dungeon. We'll see what he decides to do against these enemies. Particle bombs. See, this is what I was thinking that Sliver would do. Save the cryoblast for, like, fighting Verminator or something like that. But against these enemies, just hit him with a particle bomb. Yeah. Sliver getting interrupted with his mad looting by Lance. He gets an acorn. Solar switches over to a single shot with the cryoblast to blow up the guard bot and is now into the town. And we'll be picking up his Night Basher as well. So far we haven't seen really anything else. Sliver wound up buying some iron, it looks like, for Lightning Storm. And there's the Night Basher for Solar. But no other interesting checks. Slow burn! Praise be! He got it. Oh, he throws it down. Sure, why not? And there's Revealer for Solar, which puts, he hasn't done anything in the Hall of Colossia. It puts his farming, Mad Monks, on the steps of the halls, in logic, I guess. Not that really matters at all. Alright, Sliver's heading back to the front steps of the castle and is going to go fight Verminator. Solar is receiving his second bazooka and complimentary Thunderball projectile. So nothing else really of note in the town of Ebonkeep. So we'll focus on Sliver over here fighting the King of the Rats, I tell you, Verminator. Make sure he's got the right... Oh, he decides to go with the particle bombs. Okay. Uses the wings glitch, which is in play, to make himself invincible. Solar getting stopped by Lance here. We'll be picking up an acorn. Yippee skippy. Sliver unfazed by being exploded. He really wanted to save the cryoblast and is using particle bombs for this boss fight. And it's taken some time, not only because it's just taking longer to deal damage, but it's giving Verminator more chances to cast. And even though he's not taking damage, it just slows the fight down. So, alright, there we go. Verminator is down. Sliver should receive a ton of money from this. 2,600 gold. Nice. And we'll see what the drop is, if anything. A call bead. Okay, well, a lot of money. And Solar is now done pilfering all of the goodies from the good people of Ebonkeep. Little high five once again from our runners as Solar comes into the front of Ebonkeep to fight Verminator, and Sliver is leaving. And we'll see if he decides to go up Gomi Tower, or, you know, probably at least fight the Drake at the end of the forest first, and then may backpedal to climb Gomi Tower. Or he may just wing backwards through the woods, since there are a couple of boss fights just like back-to-back there. Sliver actually picking up some armor here from the shop. Solar throwing a volley of fireballs against Verminator, which I love to see. That's definitely what I like to do playing through vanilla, is make sure you have plenty of brimstone and ash coming here, because this boss is rough. Verminator goes down. I don't profess to be good at speedrunning this game or anything else with it. So when I say, you know, get here with a bunch of like level 5 fireball spells, you know, or alchemy, that's that sure is a choice. It's just what I remember doing growing up. All right, Solar is now on his way to leave Act 3, probably on his way to back to Act 1, I would assume. And Sliver took some time shopping, getting some more alchemy ingredients from Lance, and is on his way back up to Tinker's workshop. Solar getting stopped to talk to Tinker. Hold on, I got things to tell you about this flying machine. This whirly bop that I built. Let me tell you about it. Sliver's already talked to Tinker, so is taken off. We'll see where he goes. Big think from Sliver in the sky. Solar taking the sky as well. Where are you headed? Act 1. Alright. And Solar seems a little bit more decisive. He's coming back to Act 2, back to Nobilia. And Sliver going to Act 1. Could go to the swamp, could do everything on the side of the volcano, go through the elephant graveyard, whatever it's called. The mammoth graveyard. Sukin's brakes are on, so he could also phase into Volcano. Solar triggering after the timer, the fight against Vigor, so he will be picking up, I think it's 7 or maybe 8 Gourds in the holding cell, and then fighting Vigor. Yeah, Sliver is about to get into the Raptor mini-boss fight in the cave after getting digested just a little bit. After getting digested a little bit more. Alright, the Raptors go down. Let's see what Sliver picks up. It's a Diamond Eye. Alright, 1 down, 1 to go. But you also need to find the... Oh, and there's the Energy Core. Alright, so Energy Core is in the holding cell before Vigor, so that is a necessary thing to do. The Diamond Eyes, there are 3 of them in the pool. So one of them's been found, but there are 2 others out there that Solar could come across without doing all this, but that means Sliver has to go fight Vigor. That is a hard requirement for the seed. And not a whole lot here on the side of the volcano. Sliver, for some reason, unable to cut through those bushes. And now blasting off to the top of the volcano. Talk to the alchemist. Solar's got, you know, a bazooka and plenty of call beads and alchemy to take care of Vigor. So it's just what he decides to do. Yep. Just blast him in the back a couple of times. 1 cryoblast and then saves the rest, uses particle bombs. Oh, and that's it. Sliver picks up a mud pepper at the top of the volcano. Yahoo. And Solar picks up a bunch of money And we'll see what the drop is here from the announcer. Three acorns. Oh boy. What a gift. So what is Sliver's next move? I guess he's just going to go to the... fight the Viper Commander fight. Keeps getting grabbed by these flowers, though. It's really eating into his time. Har har. Sliver throwing down some lightning storms, dealing some decent damage, even though it's a low level. That iron paying off. And blasting apart the Viper Commander from down low with a single bazooka shot. Picks up Defend, and we'll see what this Alchemist drops for him. Solar now leaving Act 2, coming to Act 1 to do a lot of the same stuff that we've seen Sliver just do. May go into the swamp, though. May just decide, swamp. I'm feeling swamp. Yep. Sliver picks up Escape, so nothing super exciting from either of those drops. And will he continue south? Yep. Okay. I mean, now could be a time to go through the volcano, and depending on what timing you have left with the bazaar, you know, defeat the, you know, do everything in the volcano, wind up back in Act 2, teleport across the desert, and go fight Vigor for your energy core. Solar slowly but surely taking out these Frippos in the swamp. Sliver getting grabbed again by these stupid Carniflowers. And he's not going to sequence break. Unless he just hasn't checked these. No? Okay. Could go back and talk to Fire Eyes. No? You know, he's just done. Yeah, not going to go to the... I don't know what how close his timing is. He may have to feel like he needs to go back to trigger the fight with Vigor in Nobilia, like, right now. Like, doesn't have enough time to go through the entire volcano sequence. And is on a time crunch. Solar getting this last Frippo here to unlock the bridge across to the Salabog fight. And yes, Sliver comes back to Act 2, lands in Nobilia. And this is a good call. This is going to ensure him his energy core. Solar now starting his fight with Salabog. Sliver's going to go pick up this money in the pot, I think. Yeah, why not? Free 500 bucks. Where are you going? What you doing? What is the game plan? He's going to check something else before going to the fight, I guess. There is the Beekeeper. Neither of them have talked to him yet. I wonder if that's what he's going for. He's trying to get the skip. There it is. Solar unleashing a barrage of fireballs, dealing a ton of damage. Oh, Sliver hasn't talked to Blimp yet. Sliver hasn't done all this stuff with that Solar has. So he's got this whole sequence to go through. And then he'll probably run back north. Back to Nobilia. So Solar has taken out Salabog. Let's see what he gets from Blimp. As well as the Gourds in the hut. Miracle Cure. Eh. Sliver picking up Acid Rain. So we got 2 blimps going on right now. And Solar's used up all his Fireball. There's Lance. Is that the spell Lance or the Lance? It's the spell. Had to double check his tracker. So nothing really helpful in the swamp. And now Solar's going up the ridge. Not getting grabbed at all by these flowers. Sliver working his way through the desert to the Beekeeper. And there is Solar's first Diamond Eye, so he's 1 Diamond Eye away from being in go mode. And Sliver is on the path to his energy core, which will put him in the same spot. Well, it's nice that this guy has so much water to give out here in the desert. Thanks. Sliver gets the skip back to Nobilia and is ready to go fight Vigor. Go ahead and Sliver's like, maybe there'll be another 500 jewels there. Probably just muscle memory to go and check that pot when entering from the west side into the town. But it's something that he's already done. So Solar's picking up everything on the cliffside. Nothing really noteworthy. Gonna pick up a Mud Pepper here at the top from this alchemist. And Sliver's going through the cutscene before getting to the Vigor fight. But the big thing is that he will be picking up the energy core in the waiting room. And so now it comes down to hunting down 1 more Diamond Eye somewhere. And there are 2 more of them in the pool, so I don't want to say odds are good, because there are just so many things in general, especially since everything is pooled together and randomly distributed. You know, there's not one place more than... You're just going for density of checks in total. You're not trying to hit bosses, like just bosses. Or you're not just trying to hit alchemists for drops. It's just check everything. So wherever there's just the most things, go there. Oh, a little bit of lag there from Sliver's side. We're in... I don't know what happened there, but he did pick up the energy core. That's just something inherent in the video itself. All right, Solar has come into the Mammoth Graveyard. And we'll be fighting the Vipers and Viper Commander. 7 fireballs. And he's leveled them up pretty high. I don't know what level fireball he has, but it's enough to deal some good damage. I think the Vipers have 120, maybe 150 health normally, so... And then he's just going to throw a handful of fireballs at the commander and then take him out with a single sword swipe. All right, and here comes Sliver's fight with Vigor, the Indestructible. Except, as with most of us, we'll get destructed if shot in the back of the head with a bazooka. Sliver taking a bump from Vigor, but not taking any shit from him. Takes him down, 2 shots, and he's done. All right, Solar has made his way to the north jungle area. Sliver gets 3 nuts. Oh boy. And Solar's doubling back up. Yep, and he's going to sequence break into the volcano now. Plenty of checks to do here, so seems like a good call. He's trying to keep the dog far enough south so that he can skip through. And let's see where Sliver is going to decide to go now that he's done with that fight and has picked up his energy core. Both of them now just one diamond eye away from being in go mode. And Solar phasing through rocks with the, just by being off screen. That's the superpower of, if you're not observing the boy, he can phase through matter. Explosion formula and drain picked up by Solar and Sliver respectively. And Sliver is headed west. I don't think he's done the checks here in Crustacea yet. Nope. So, there's that. And Solar is done with everything in the caldera. And is headed further back into the volcano. Sliver picking up Fireball, which has been so helpful for Solar this entire time. An Amulet of Annihilation. Let's see what we have here at this Alchemist. Force Field. A nice spell to have, but isn't really helpful right now. Isn't what Solar's looking for. Sliver picking up some more iron, which reloads some of his casting of Lightning Storm. There's the Laser Lance. All right, so this is our first spear. And not only that, that is a spear that is huckable at the Megatar, to unlock the Megatar fight in the halls. Here comes Solar fight against the second Viper Commander. And he's just going to throw a Fireball. You know, why wait? Boom, done. Oh, wow. Okay. Not what he wants. Oh, and he's not going to continue. Well, he may just warp back in. Let's see what his decision is. Yeah, he's leaving the dog there. Yeah, it's just saving the backtracking. And he's phasing back in to the volcano to run through to get to the Magmar fight. Fair enough. Sliver's now on the west side of the river and is checking these rocks. Finds another, that's his third Atlas medallion that he's found for free. Not that that's like a big deal, but wow. Both of our runners finding call beads. Both more call beads. Can't have too many. Alright, Sliver taking a fall to wind up at Horse's camp a little faster. Or really to trigger and being there. Picks up some more call beads. Up here comes the Brimstone and Ash buy for Fireball. Sliver making a save. Good call. Hadn't seen a save out of either of these runners in a while. They are higher level now and have a pretty good defense. With the armor that they bought in Act 3. Alright, Sliver is taking his axe to the pyramids to the south. Solar's still running through. Has made it to the switch in the volcano to unlock the boss room. And we'll be dropping in to fight Magmar momentarily. And Sliver coming here going, there's a huge density of checks here. There's so many things. There's bound to be a diamond eye somewhere in the pyramid, right? It's 1,000 things to do here. One of those things is being hassled by these bone buzzards. What is happening? What? What happened with Sliver's screen? That was weird. I don't know what was going on there. Bronze chest plate found. Alright, Solar takes out Magmar very quickly. She throws down a bunch of spells from call beads. Nothing. Ash. An appropriate find here in the middle of a volcano. And now Solar's got a long, hard think. It's a horn spear for Black Sliver. Not as cool as a laser lance. Oh, Sliver thinking, oh, I don't have the bronze axe, I just have the Night Badger. There's a gladiator sword. Tons of weapons here. Hardball, oh boy. Get this mummified cat out of the way. Push him. Hit him with a bazooka. Alright, nothing so far. Here in the pyramid. God, getting just hit over and over again by these stupid bone buzzards. Alright, Solar wakes up on the shores of Act 2 of Antica. And is going to crack open this Alchemist Cave, where the drain formula usually is. I'm pretty sure Sliver's already talked to this dude. Yeah. He doesn't have anything super exciting. Solar's about to come across the river, and with the laser lance, he may elect to go to the halls first, instead of going to the pyramid. There's another diamond eye. Alright, and Sliver is in go mode, and is getting out of here. And Solar is, yeah, headed north with that laser lance. Sliver taking a second to load up on spells. And Solar throwing his spear to unlock the Megatar fight. Sliver taking a little bit of time to stack up a bunch of ongoing effects. And here comes Solar's fight with the Megatar. Bazooka ready, Fireball ready. All right, and the Megatar goes down. Last minute crush being thrown. 7,800 jewels. Jeez. All right, and Solar may have to run south to get a diamond eye. Yep, 6 parts water. It could be somewhere else in the halls. Nope, he's leaving the halls. Doesn't want to run through all those checks. And Sliver has now come back to Tinker's Tower. Solar taking a little stopover to load back up on fireball ammunition after getting so much money from the Megatar fight. Solar now headed south to the pyramid, and that will put him on the path to get a second diamond eye. Sliver is way out in front right now, but still have a full boss rush to deal with, and it's just a long fight. You gotta survive the attacks. You have to make sure you have enough alchemy and damage to get through the raptors, the eyes of Rimsala, having the two bosses at the very end, Metal Magmar and Carltron's robot, being full hit points. It's 25,000 and 30,000 hit points respectively. It's a lot. It's a big old beefy wall of health. Also dealing with the initial part, you know, dealing with the speakers and the fans before the fight even starts. So Sliver's now up in space, has made it to Omnitopia, and is probably just going to go shop real quick and load up, trade all his money, his assets into credits, and get a bunch of cryoblasts. And make sure he also has ingredients for the alchemy that he wants to use in the boss rush at the end. So Solar's making it up to the next level, and this should be the level, or down, he goes down a level. This should be the level where the other eye is on. Picking up a horn spear, and a gladiator sword. Yeah, Sliver's spending some time buying some cryoblasts. Plenty of money. 12,000 credits. Alright, there's the wall falling for Solar. He should be going downstairs and be picking up his second diamond eye pretty soon. I believe Sliver also bought some armor. Oh, he's not just buying the cryoblast. He's making sure that he has everything necessary. Doesn't want to run out. Doesn't have energized. Doesn't, you know, wants to make sure that he doesn't run out of ammo in this fight. But this is a long time sitting here talking to the shop. And he's spending all of his credits on this. I believe he bought armor before doing this. So I think he just wants to make sure that he is fully stocked. There's the diamond eye for Solar. He picks up speed as well. And he's still going through. He wants to see what else he can do. Sliver's going to make a save here. Corrosion is not a big deal. Solar is lingering in the pyramid, even though he is good to go. And is going to fight the Sons of Anhur. And picks up a bronze spear. Okay. And now he's done. He just wanted to see these last few checks. Okay. So we are crossing the 1 hour mark. Solar is now in go mode. Sliver is not just in go mode, but is also stacked up and is a much lower level than Solar is. So I think he's fighting this Eye of Rimsala to get some levels. Yeah. With 190% experience gain, is just trying to Oh, he's trying to grind up. Oh, that's not good. Spending some time doing this. Now would be a decent time to be throwing... Well, he's got plenty of ammo. But it's just, it takes so much time. Levels up again. Fitting music now for Sliver being up in Omnitopia. Solar taking stock of everything. Sliver gonna go ahead and make sure that he is full up on bazooka ammo. Ah, that was his big reason for doing that, was making sure that he had all 3 ammos, like, and see what else he can buy here. No, what about ingredients, or is this armor? Yeah, ingredients. Spending a long time thinking about this and planning and getting all his ducks in a row, and he's losing his lead moment by moment. He's so far in front of what Solar is. I understand, you know, spending some time leveling up. And Sliver is looking for the drop down. He's like lost on Omnitopia. Ah! Oh, panic! There it is. You found it. It's in the center. I don't know what happened over on Solar Screen. Sliver is now getting the Saturn skip. I guess Solar was making sure there's some sort of infinite cast of some sort before heading up. Alright, and Sliver is now in the final boss rush, full boss rush. So here we go. And Solar is now coming back to Tinker's workshop. Sliver trying to slap these bombs north. There we go. Wasn't throwing them far enough north. Trying to take out some of these speakers and fans. There, that should take out a couple more. Yep. Yeah, body blocking these bombs so that they are in the right spot. That should be enough for that speaker. And one more speaker and one more fan before the raptors start coming out. Oh, those bombs aren't going to make it across. Oh no. He's fine. One more fan. There you go. Okay. Get ready to flip them switches. Ready to go. Dance, dance. Solar has now made it to Omnitopia. And Sliver is just now getting into the real shit here in the final boss fight. So everybody buckle up. This is going to be a minute. Dog starts lasering. Starts blasting. I think that he just has like infinite barrier up or something like that. Sliver casting speed to increase attack rate. Or no, move. I guess speed would be movement speed and energizes attack rate. Whatever. They're similar. All right, Solar is up on the top and is gonna go shop real quick. Yeah, makes sense. At least load up on bazooka ammo. Sliver's just having trouble with a couple of these raptors here. Luckily, doesn't have to worry about dodging, doesn't have to worry about taking damage, but still has to land hits. Still has to make sure he has everything lined up. Solar getting what is that? 33,000 credits to shop. What a spending spree. Yeah, Sliver using the particle bombs now on these raptors, trying to save the cryoblast for Carltron. And it just makes things slow. But he's well enough in the lead right now that Solar would have to, either he would have to, like, die or miss just an obscene amount of shots. Or possibly, like, run out of ammo in order for Solar to catch up. So that's the first wave of raptors done. And here comes the second wave. Solar making a little save here in the rainbow tube. And here comes wave 2 of the Raptors. Solar getting the Saturn skip. And is dropping in. And is going to start fighting these, speakers and fans. So it is up to Black Sliver to keep a good pace through this fight so that Solar doesn't catch up. And he's making it. He's landing hits. And saving particle bombs. Solar now stacking a bunch of effects for him as well. Oh, good spread of bombs right there. That take out 3. Yeah, Solar's really, oh my gosh. Great spread with the bombs. And is able to basically take everything down in just like 3 or 4 waves. Alright. So Sliver is still on his second round of Raptors. Oh, missing some shots now. Panic. There you go, okay. So the second wave of Raptors is down for Sliver. Solar is starting his first wave right now and is deciding to stick with Cryoblasts. Yeah, I mean, look at the damage difference of dealing 750 damage versus like 250, 300 damage per shot. So, yeah, Solar is fully committed to just dealing damage. Here's round 3 of the Raptors. And yeah, if Sliver not only has to keep landing hits and not having the dog push people out of the way, but also is only dealing a third of the damage that Solar's doing per shot because he's trying to... I think he's just trying to play it a little too safe right now. And Solar's taking down his first wave of Raptors. That was quick. He's catching up. I mean, honestly, like 90 Cryoblasts is a lot, especially since it does so much damage. It does, 800 attack power versus 350, which is the particle bombs that Sliver's throwing. The other thing is that you don't have to use as many of them because it does so much damage, as long as you actually hit. I think 90 is plenty to get through this fight. But it's Sliver's just, I think, playing a little too cautiously, and it's really shortening this lead that he has. Because as you can see, Solar's dealing, 700, 800 damage per shot. 500, 600, yeah, like, 2-3 times as much damage as Sliver is. So he's already through the second Raptor phase. Sliver is still trying to finalize his third Raptor. There it is. Okay, he's done. He's stuck in the corner. He has to wait for the guard bot to come and move the dust. So yeah, Solar's just sitting back. Alright, and here comes the phase with the Eyes of Rimsala. There should be 3 of these coming out. And then you fight the bad boy, the bad dog, and then Metal Magmar and Carltron's robot. So these guys are much more susceptible to magic. So Sliver waiting for all of them to load up, and let's see what he throws down. He's thinking. He's viewing. Plague? Okay, sure. And Solar is in the same phase. Uh-oh. Okay, so Solar committing to dealing damage with the Cryoblasts has closed the gap. And now they are in the same phase in the boss fight. Sliver throwing down some lightning storm. Solar with his fireballs that he has leveled up a good bit in boss fights so far. Sliver having plenty of lightning storms cast, and also lightning storm is just a pretty good damage spell. And the multicast versus trying to focus down one enemy at a time difference. So first eye goes down for Solar. Sliver is still spreading out his damage. Solar is getting an 8 cast on that eye. And dealing just tons of damage. And here comes another blast. Bam! Alright, and the second eye goes down for Solar. Uh-oh. It's close. Alright, Sliver has 1 eye go down. That's only his first eye? Uh-oh. That's 3 eyes for Solar. Sliver, you've got to dish out more damage. You got to really pump that damage out there. There's the second eye down. Solar's about to start his fight with the bad boy. There it is. Okay. Oh, it's close. Okay, here comes the fight with the bad boy. Boom! Done. 1 shot to the dome. Here comes the bad dog. Panic time. This guy's beefy. The bad boy, I think, has like 800 health, and the dog has 10,000. It's a huge discrepancy of stats. But Sliver, yeah, just electing to sit back and... uses Cryoblast. And it looks like Sliver has switched to Cryoblast now. He feels a lot better with where he is in the boss fight, and is committing now to dealing as much damage as possible instead of sitting back on particle bombs. So they're in the same phase right now. It is neck and neck. What a race this has turned out to be. This is wild. So now it just comes down to accuracy, just dishing out damage. Solar just sitting back and letting the dog auto-fire to kind of stun-lock the bad dog. Sliver running around and having to take shots kind of on the move, but still dealing damage. I guess Solar has control of the dog and is letting the boy... Yep, and there goes the bad dog. So Solar's now in the lead and is about to fight Metal Magmar. All right. Solar has taken the lead. Is casting some abilities on himself real quick, and is physically fighting Metal Magmar. All right. Sliver has taken down the bad dog and the bad boy. Let's see what this decision is. I mean, it could come down to honestly just like one person dealing with Metal Magmar healing versus the other not. Because it is a big wall of hit points. And Sliver has 7 casts of Lightning Storm left. He still has Call Beads. He's going to throw in a Plague. He's just trying to stack up damage right now. What else has he got? He's looking around. He's got some Lightning Bolts. So a bunch of stuff. Look at all that damage. Okay, that's a big wall of damage that Sliver just threw. Solar, slowly but surely, chipping away with his bazooka against Metal Magmar. Oh my gosh, another big pop of damage from Sliver. Alright, Solar now realizes, oh yeah, I've got Call Beads as well. Let me get this bolt going on. Ton of damage right there, 1,600 damage, another 700 from the shot. Here comes another bolt from Solar. God, that's so much damage. Sliver getting hit with that heat wave, and is, while not taking damage, not dealing damage. Here comes another bolt from Solar. God, seeing 4 digits, seeing 2,000 damage pop up on Sliver's side, seeing 1,700 damage pop up, and Metal Magmar is just still standing. And as much health as he has, Carltron's robot has even more. You just got to make sure that you take him out before he gets to the middle and heals. All right, Solar has taken down Metal Magmar. And now he's going to sit back and just start dealing damage. Sliver... Oh no! Oh, he was about to get healed, and he stopped him. The dog shot Metal Magmar for 60 damage, and it stopped the heal. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, so Sliver is behind on the Carltron phase right now, unfortunately. The Solar's dog is dead, which means he's not going to be adding any damage to the fight, which could make a big difference. That if you get that extra damage from the dog attacking... So it's going to be real close. But he brings him back, and now he's plinking away. I'm pretty sure this is going to be Solar's right here. I mean, you see how long the long boss fight takes. I think they dropped down here, you know, more than 10 minutes ago. So yeah, they're out of range. They're not taking damage from the explosions or anything like that. They're just staying back and using the bazooka whenever Carltron's robot is on the ground and the bazooka projectile will actually hit. All right, Solar's dog gets a little too close and takes a dive again. Slivers is still fine. Solar runs out of Cryoblast. Now here's... Oh! Uh-oh. Okay, so here is where Sliver has plenty of Cryoblast left. Solar is now out and has to drop... Oh, that's not good. He's still way out in front with the amount of damage, like getting to Carltron's phase before Sliver. But now he's got to fall back. He's used up all his Cryoblast. So Sliver may pull this out by having only Cryoblast left, while Solar has to do Particle Bombs, which are less than half the damage. As you can see, I mean, you can barely tell down there. The Solar's hitting for, what is that, 212? The dog's hitting for 126, shooting for 195. And Sliver's still shooting for 600, 700, 800 damage. So this may be where Sliver brings it back by just having enough damage. Oh, and there it is! Sliver's done! Oh my gosh, what a close race. So Sliver, using the Particle Bombs against the Raptors, saves him to have Cryoblast against Metal Magmar and Carltron's robots, which are the big, like, just beefy walls of hit points. And Solar's still plinking away. He's out of shots. You know, if you don't have that infinite ammo glitch on, then you actually have to make sure your shots land. You have to be conservative with your shots. And Sliver, I guess, you know, as much as I was harping on him, made the right call and saved his big damage for the last couple of phases. While Solar, you know, spent all of his at the beginning, and boom, he's done. Less than a minute difference. 1:17:38 versus 1:18:27. Wow. That was what a what a switch there at the end. Solar had bypassed Sliver because Sliver was taking so much time in the Raptor phases by using the Particle Bombs instead of the Cryoblast, where Solar came in and just immediately was like, boom, I'm just like dumping as much damage as possible. Both of them dealing a ton of damage with their spells, with their Alchemy, as well as the using the Electro Bolts from Call Beads against Metal Magmar. Neither of them having to deal with any healing. Sliver almost did. Luckily, the dog saved the day. The Metal Magmar had moved to the middle of the screen to heal. I saw blue bolts come out of the sides of the walls to heal him up, and the dog shot him and dealt 60 damage and broke the heal cast. So honestly, Sliver owes this win to the pup. Dealing that one shot of 60 damage to stop Metal Magmar from healing. Wild. Oh man, quick seed this time around. Able to find the gauge and the wheel. I think both of those were in Act 1, like before leaving. Finding the energy core in the waiting area before fighting Vigor, and then the two Diamond Eyes. One in Ebon Keep and then one in the Pyramid, and both of them kind of like spiraling, you know, kind of doing checks, a lot of the similar checks kind of back to back. The other thing, though, I will say this, you know, as much as we talk about like the final fight, Solar, if he had picked up that second Diamond Eye and bailed instead of getting a couple more checks in the pyramid just to see, like he picked up like a couple more Gourds and then went and fought the Sons of Anhur. If he hadn't have done that, different outcome. I think that was over a minute of time spent there, and that would have changed things. I don't know. There's a lot of little things here through this this matchup that could have made things go in completely different directions. But still, that ending where Solar just swept past Sliver and then ran out of Cryoblasts during the final fight against Carltron, and Sliver had saved it all up to the end and was able to push back. Wild stuff. This one was exciting. This was a fun one to call. This was a fun one to watch. I hope you had fun watching and listening along. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, GG's to Black Sliver and solarcell. Thank you to both of them for letting me use their videos for rebroadcasting purposes for doing this commentary. If you want to support either one of them or both of them, you should. And you should go down into the links below in the description of the video, and there should be links to their channels, Twitch. I know they both have Twitch channels. I think Solar also has a YouTube channel that I have linked down there. Go and give them follows. Go and support them. Awesome people. Really good at the game as well. So if you want to see people who are actually good at this game, there are two shining examples right there. If you want to play the Evermizer yourself, there is a link in the description of the video to take you to the website where you can generate seeds to play for yourself. If you want to join the Evermizer community, there's a link to the Discord. So if you want to have some questions about setting things up in a certain way, first time running through the game, questions about even the vanilla game. There are a lot of speedrunners that are in that Discord community. If you want to run the weekly seed yourself, all of that in the Discord. Link below in the description. I think that is it. I think that's everything that I usually say here at the end. So I will wrap this up by saying thank you once again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.